peace, only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We got a battle report for you today. We're testing out the Banishers Grey Knights new codex versus the Custodial Guard with Canis Rex. So we're both practicing for Nova. It's funny, I'm practicing for an army that I'm not bringing to Nova, but I really wanted to test this out because there's a lot of stuff we still have to practice with Grey Knights and see what's good, what's viable, what's going to be good in a competitive position. So if you guys new to the channel, we were #1 Grey Knight player in the world 2 years ago. Last year we were #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world. This year we're going for #1 Death Guard player in the world. So if you guys are new to the channel, we do a lot of tactical videos based off of the current edition that we're in, but we also have a Patreon page for the Dirtbag Nation. We do a lot of coaching and stuff like that over there. So if you guys are interested in that, head over to the Patreon page. You get all these videos ahead of time on patreon.com. But with this battle report, we go over picture by picture, turn by turn. I don't know if we were actually like one of the first ones to do it this type of way, but a lot of the videos I'm seeing on YouTube does it the same exact way now, which is pretty funny. It's cool that actually people like to see the 30-minute battle reports rather than the 3-hour, almost 4-hour battle reports live. So we kind of give you the tidbits of what worked, what didn't work, what we would change about what we're trying to do, and also like the competitive deployment, turn 1 and turn 2, which is the really crucial part of the game. So we'll go over the list and then we'll go over each turn picture by picture and see what we did good. So guys, appreciate it. Click on the video. We're going to go on our sponsors first real quick, and then we'll go over the lists. Alright guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The description below has the link. All these shirts are up for sale. These legit red, white, and blue shirts look fire at a GT. They're super comfortable, super non-shrinkage. It's just a really, really nice shirt. Spent a lot of time picking out the right shirt. All these designs are up for sale. All the stickers as well. And if you guys need some models, we got the Cypher, which is legit. We got the Tech Marine with Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian, the Phobos Captain, the Calidus Assassin should be in every list, and old school Codiez. We have the widgets, 6-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch, 2-inch, half-inch. We have our objective markers, which are great for sticky objectives, any marking for oath, anything like that, and all of the stickers. So hit me up on Discord, DM, that's how you get a hold of these, and the merch tab below for the shirts. Now back to the video. All right, so for the Grey Knights, I actually got it in front of me. I'll post it in the description below. But we're doing the Banishers. We're trying more of like an MSU, just a ton of body infantry spam. All of our infantry is 2-up, which is really good. So we're leading off with the Brotherhood Champion. You can do the Brotherhood Tech Priest as well if you wanted to do the Tech Priest, because he's pretty good in melee. But you're giving him the 66th Seal, which is the +1 AP in shooting. So you're going to combine him with a 10-man Purifier unit to get a ton of shots with full rerolls to wound when they're on an objective. So he's going to be leading off with a Purifier unit. Then we have the Brotherhood Librarian. I love the Librarian, what they did to him. He's more of a defensive piece and secondary piece. He also has a pretty good 18-inch gun. With this detachment specifically, you're putting the pre-soul on him. So that way in the beginning of the shooting phase, you could just do a flat D3 mortal wounds within 24 inches of targeting something. So he can come down. You can even advance and do this because it's just the beginning of the shooting phase. They don't have to be able to shoot. So basically you can come down, get something that you're really trying to kill or plink down, and just do D3 mortals on top of that. And then you could throw a grenade with the unit as well, or if you have another unit nearby, you can do that. But he's coming down 18 inches away from his target, doing the mortal wounds, and then throwing a freaking D6 +3 blast 8-2-3 or 8-2-2, I believe, onto his target just to freaking, it's insane. So 18-inch lone up, I really like him in almost every single list. Then we got the Crow. Crow is going to be in another Purify unit. I just like him for the extra anti-infantry 2+ Purify Flame, now AP2. The other unit's going to have AP3 Purify Flame, which is kind of nuts. Ignore cover. So then we got 5 Terminators, 4 Terminators. I got to used to saying that. 4 Terminators with the Ancient and the Side Cannon, and then the Apothecary. So they're going to be helping out the Librarian jump around and be more survivable. 3 Strike Squads. A lot of Scout, a lot of Infantry, sticky. A Rhino. 5 Interceptors, 10 Interceptors. Purifiers 10-man, Purifiers 10-man, Purifiers 5-man, and then the Callous Assassin. So that's our list with the Grey Knights. With the Custodes, we have Canis Rex, we have a unit of the Witch Seekers, we have the Bike Captain, this is Lions, with the enhancement of the Lone Op. We have another Prosecutors, gun chicks in the back. We have a unit of Wardens with the Blade Champ. We have a unit of Draxus with the Guard in the back here, and then in reserves, I love his bandits, is our boy Jack. He's got 2 Terminators with the Captain with the extra damage, and then he's got another Blade Champ with the 5 Wardens in reserves. I believe this is the one that gets back up on a 2+ as well. So a lot of good strats in the Custodes, a really good list. They get +1 hit, +1 wound if they're not within 6 inches of another unit. So it's a really, really good list. We're playing, what the hell is this? Hidden Supply. So Hidden Supply is the one where it's 4 objectives in the center. I really like this one for Death Guard. We are playing Layout 2 because this is going to be at Nova. Layout 2 is just fucking brutal. Look at all these objectives just right in the open. You can't get to the center being in that ruin or that one, but you can be in this one and get on that objective. So basically we're going to be fighting over, mainly I'm going to try and hold this one. We're going to be fighting over these 2. I'm going to try and stop him from getting there. So for our deployment, we had the Rhino with 5 strikes just to kind of scout forward. And then the 10 interceptors are back here, so that way they can move up, shoot, and then hop back into the Rhino for next turn. So 10 interceptors in a Rhino is super scary because you can advance and charge in this detachment. So we're going to try that out. But I don't want to get rid of like 40 bolter shots with my interceptors as well. We have 5 strikes on here. They're there to either scout forward or scout backwards. They're completely wholly within 6 of the ruin, so that way they can scout behind the ruin if I go second. The other strikes are over here to scout forward in this. It's really hard to see, but this little terrain right here is that glass right there. So that line is the terrain piece. So terrain piece right there, right there. So they're just going to scout up in this little triangle right here, and then that way they can get to here if needed. So I have strike, strike, strike. These guys are 5-man interceptors just for turn 1 secondaries. We have a Libby, which can be more aggressive because there's not a lot of guns that can shoot him within 18 inches up here. And then I have a 10-man Purifier with the Champion. The other 10-man's in reserves. And then I also have 10-man reserves, 5-man Purifiers in reserves, and these 5 of the strikes in the Rhino. So, and then we got our sweet-ass mug, which is up for sale on the store. I use it almost every single day. Coffee, cold drinks, it's legit. All right, so who went first? Jack went first, which is the Custodes. He gets bring it down and extend battle lines. So pretty easy to get on turn 1. His deployment was pretty standard, but I think the only difference he should have done is move this Canis Rex up into the ruin, so that way he can then next turn get onto this objective. So I think that would be the only difference, that he had to move turn 1 because he left him back there because he didn't want to get shot. But I don't really have a lot of guns in this list, so there's really nothing to fear from my specific list. Maybe if you're going against other tanks or guard, then yeah, you could probably keep him back or just put him in reserves. Then you could rapid ingress for free on turn 2. But that's the only difference he did there. Everything else kind of scooted up. There were sisters right here. What we went over last time me and Jack played is you don't want to kind of put everything in the open. Like, you don't want to put all 5 sisters or 4 sisters in the open, so that way they could just have multiple chances to try and kill them. They have a 3-up save, so if they get cover, they have a 3-up ignoring AP1. But you're going to put 1 sister right here and the other 3 behind the ruin, so that way I have to one-shot them in order to kill them and take them off that point. If not, he can just remove the 1 chick in the front, and then he still has a unit of sisters for turn 2 actions and secondaries for that. So that's what he did, except I had 10 interceptors back here to just hop up 12, shoot them, murder the sisters because they're just 1 wound, and then they hopped 5 inches or 5 inches back over here to all be within 3 inches of the Rhino to get back into the Rhino, because it is a more normal move, so you can embark with a normal move into the Rhino. So move, shoot, and then get back in the Rhino, which is pretty cool. Then Irish Strikes move up, so they moved up. They got 1 toe on that objective, 1 toe on that objective, and the other 2, same thing. I'm hiding back here because I'm a 2-up save, so he has to one-shot me on all 3 guys in order to kill the squad. If not, I'll remove these 3 and then have these 2 stuck behind cover to then do something next turn. Up here, we moved up our 5-man interceptors over here to shoot, I believe, something over here, and then we went 6 inches this way. I don't think I needed to go on this objective. There was really no point of me being here. So I think that was a mistake on my part, is I gave up these guys for really nothing. I gave a charge into here. I did bait him though. So this might have been just a bait because I have my whole 10-man purifier brick right here. So if he does take the bait, he's going to be stuck right here in the open for me to just shoot the shit ton of them, because they're wardens, so they're going to do their 4+ feel no pain either in the shooting phase or the fight phase. In this situation, he'll do it in the shooting phase, so then I have to try and kill him in the fight phase. So that's what he does, is he advances up. I missed. I love that we have missed in this this detachment. So these guys, he tried to get, I rolled a 6, so he goes fucking like 12 inches this way and is within like 4 inches of my Libby up here. So when he charges that way, I then missed Demos, my librarian, out of the fray to save him for another turn, which then he only has one target, which is these guys. So his turn 1, pretty standard. He lost sisters. I moved up one guy right there on the point, and then one guy there 2 inches away, and these 3 are 2 inches away from there. And he did another mistake next turn right here, was when Canis moves up and then charges. He tank shocks for free, because most of the time you want a free tank shock. But in this situation, when he tank shocks my guy against the wall, what would you do in that situation? You're probably already saying it to yourself, is you would remove the guy from the wall, so that way he can't move his big ass base to get within 1 inch of the guy 2 inches behind him. So Canis charged in, tank shot, killed one guy instead of killing the entire unit with his sweep attack. So another mental mistake right there. So he basically went there, shouldn't have done that. This whole unit should have died. Now he's on the point. But then over here, he moves up his wardens. Sorry, moves up his guard. Guard then moves up, charges, kills these strikes. He doesn't shoot them. He just wants to charge them. So moves up, charges, kills these 5 strikes on the board. I still have my 10-man in here. They, again, did take the bait, so those 5 interceptors just got nuked off the table. But guess what? They're on the objective. We have fucking 10 purifiers with +1 AP right there. And then our assassin's back here. So they scooch up. They line up everything into these guys. Now, he does have a strat, which I always forget. If you shoot them, they can move D6 away. So I want to be as close as possible to these guys. So I scooch up full 6 inches and get like 1 inch away from this guy. So that way, if he does move 6 inches back, I can still make like a 6-inch charge. So that's what I did there. I moved everybody up as much as I can. The interceptors got out so they can either charge these guys or charge these guys. Draxus is here, so you don't have to worry about the threat of removing models, because if I shoot this unit and he has to remove these 3 guys first and then Draxus. So if you line up a charge, you can just line up to Draxus. So that way you can guarantee that you're going to make that charge there, rather than him remove like 1, 2, 3 guys and try and make the charge 6 inches further. So always look out for characters, like the character's there and the character's there. So you want to make sure that the character is the last one to go. So you want to line up your charge against the character. On turn 1, guys, we had 0 for primary. And on my turn, I had 0 for primary. On turn 3, Jack had 5 for primary because he held this one with Canis. And then we had 15 because this was our go turn. So after he does all this, we pick up, I think just the strike. No, I think the strikes stay down. So we didn't really pick up much. So we picked up these strikes back here. We picked up the assassin. And now it's time to come down with Crow's unit. These guys move out, the interceptors move out. So I have 3 10-man Grey Knights just ready. Usually you don't hear me say Grey Knights ready to shoot, but this turn we were ready to shoot a shit ton into the Custodes. So how did this turn play out is the Rhino moved up here. He probably should have ran onto this objective, because I was probably going to kill these guys to shooting. So if I run onto the objective, I'm like at least guaranteeing that I'm on the point. These guys moved up and tried to block Canis from moving around this way. There's still one more guy here with 1 wound. This guy's here, this guy's here, this guy's here. He's on the point, but I'm trying to block Canis from going that way. The bike captain was over here, just thinking that he was safe behind this little ruin, until we drop our librarian down right here 9 inches away from him. I had some targets. I was trying to stay out of line of sight of Canis this way, but I had a target onto him, and potentially that was it. I guess my goal was just this guy. I couldn't get line of sight onto the sisters back here, or else I would have shot the sisters. So I brought these 5-man down from Deep Strike back here to shoot the sisters this way. So he had one chick on the point, which he needed to. The other ones are behind cover. So these guys have all line of sight into this one chick, which they're Purifier. So I get 4 rerolls to wound and Purify Flame, which is anti-infantry 2+. So we just nuked these sisters with just the flamers that they had and bolters, because they're not psychic, so they don't get a feeling of pain. And then up here, like I said, AP2 side cannons and AP3 Purify Flame and AP1 bolters. So all of this shot into these guys. He popped the forward feeling of pain. It didn't actually roll very, very well. And after all of those shots, all of these shots, I think all that was left was the character. So we actually, Grey Knights, nuked this unit down to the character before I made the charge, which is insane. That never happens unless you're playing Banishers. So we charged in, we killed the character, and the person that actually killed the character was the Blade Champion. So we whittled down the champion to like 3 wounds, I think. And then the Blade Champion went last, because once he kills him, I actually get a CP, which happened. So I didn't think that would happen, but it happened. So I killed the champion. I actually got a CP from that, which was pretty cool. I forgot that he actually gets an additional attack, which I didn't do the next turn, so I just remember that now. And then for the interceptors, they didn't charge that way. They kind of stayed there because this guy was dead. So there was nothing for me to charge here. I did want to put in combat here. I probably could have, just to get further away from his rapid ingress Terminators right here. So we rapided down these 3 guys. Couldn't really do anything about them when they rapided down. Crow and company murder the squad pretty easily with all the flamers and the Purify Flame. He literally killed the entire squad with Draxus. These 3 guys, like I said, blocked out over here. Rhino couldn't charge anything. Like I said, I should have ran up and just got on the point. And these guys murder these guys. These guys, surprisingly, the Terminators over here with the Librarian, he has the enhancement for the D3 Mortals. So when I came down, I did 2 Mortals to the Bike Captain. Might have been 3. 2 or 3 Mortals, like for free, to the Bike Captain. We did the his Psychic Blast thing shot, which I think I wounded him 4 times and he failed all 4 saves, which just murdered him alone. So just the Librarian killed the 8 wound Bike Captain by himself. Like, fucking insane. Like, how does that even happen? So I was impressed by that. Jack was kind of impressed by that as well. Shouldn't have happened because he didn't make 1 4-up save. But that was pretty funny right there. I don't know what to do about Rex. He's kind of like just there. I'm trying to whittle down his units as much as possible. He still has 5-man wardens in reserves, so we have to figure out where he's going to come down to benefit him the most. So that's what happened over here. He got back up on a 2+, so he just goes back out of combat right there. And this was a cool showdown. We had the custom Blade Champion painted really well into the Blade Champion, Brotherhood Champion, both fighting it out right there. And I have to paint my model because I didn't expect to run 50 models in the list so soon. He released the Lions in his 2 Terminators and the Champion. So the Champion's here. The 1 Terminator went up this way to try and kill these guys. The other Terminator went this way to try and fight these guys. These guys came down here via Deep Strike right here. They wanted to try and make a 9-inch charge into these guys. I think they failed. Canis Rex came back this way to go into my Terminators. He stayed outside 9 inches, so that way I couldn't miss over here. His Blade Champion, I think, charged in to try and kill my Brotherhood Champion, which left them all in 1 wound. So I could make my 4-up saves. So my 4-up saves left him on 1 wound. I still have 2, 4, 6, 8 Purifiers, 1, 2, 3, all 4 side cannons, and the rest are blades. So we put side cannons in the extra AP one, and then the flamers in the Crow unit. Assassin moved up here. These guys actually survived the charge against his AP2 weapon with +1 hit, +1 wound. I only have a 4-up save, so 2 up good to a 4-up, so it's 50-50. 3 of them survived. I killed the 2 flamers. I left the 3 blades. 3 blades wound up killing the Terminator. The Terminator has 4 wounds, so 2 failed saves on AP2. Mercs the the Terminator. So we killed the Terminator. The other champion was here, and I think him moving up, I was able to missed these guys, because when these guys moved up, I missed these guys. Where did they end up going? Yeah, so they went this way. So we went this way first, but I was like, I'm probably just going to miss, so that way they're literally just not doing anything over here. So we changed it that he can run up this way, and then I missed into the rhino. So the rhino was here. The guys were here. I moved 6 inches into the rhino, so that way when Canis shoots, he shoots the rhino, then they get out 3 inches on the other side of the rhino, so now they're even further away from these guys. So I could have took them off the board to just ignore completely, but in this situation there was nothing else on this point. So if I move into the rhino with mist and he kills it, I can get out 3 inches on the other. So basically I went 6 inches, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 from the rhino, 13 foot. I moved like 15 inches across the table. So it was like here, and I wound up all the way over there. Because when you blew the rhino up, I get out, and now I'm battle shocked, but in my command phase, I'm now unbattle shocked, so that way I control the point. So in my turn, I was able to control that point because of that mist. He has nothing else to charge over here. Now I control that point, I control my point because it's sticky, because I have strikes back there still. And yeah, I think how the Blade Champion, or this guy, died was from these guys shooting him. Yeah, the AP2, just side cannons, full rerolls to wound when he's on the objective, just murdered him. Like, it wasn't even close. Now, Canis is alive. So Canis took a bunch of wounds with me charging. I cheated here. I didn't know that the extra AP doesn't work on vehicles. So when I charged in, I was doing AP3, so Canis had like a 5-up or a 6-up save, which should have been a 5-up save. So I actually did a lot more wounds than I should have. So then I read the rules the second time, and I was like, bro, I totally didn't even read this. I just knew they got an extra AP. I didn't know it excluded monsters and vehicles, which is so stupid. It's why do they limit it? I don't know, because we suck in melee anyway. So I gave him like 6 wounds back or something, so he went from 7 to 12 or 13 again. So I messed up. I probably shouldn't have even charged Rex. That was dumb on my part, because then Rex turns around and just backhands them all and kills 3 of them. So all I've left is the librarian and the apothecary, and then on his turn he just hits him and kills him. So that was dumb on my part. They should have just ran away or got picked up. I think I had Mark for Death. So Mark for Death is a crutch into Grey Knights, because if you pick Mark for Death that you are planning to pick up next turn, then you can't pick them up, because if you do pick them up, then they get 5 points. So you probably should pick units that you're going to keep 100% on the table, and harder to kill for your opponent. So like I probably should have picked these guys, the assassin, and maybe these 3 guys back here, because he couldn't really get to him. Because next turn they were just going to run to the point anyway. He's going to stay on the point there, and these guys don't really have to get picked up. So that was my mistake. I couldn't pick up the librarian, so I just committed librarian, which was a dumb idea. But look at the situation. We have Rex, which was kind of wounded. We have these guys, which actually took an Overwatch before they moved up this way. So that Overwatch with all the flamers, and I think I hit like 4 or 5 Purify Flames, and then Anti-Infantry 2+ reroll 1s. I actually killed 2 or 3 wardens. I think I killed 2 or 3 wardens on the Overwatch before they advanced this way, which is nuts. So you could combo it too. You can Overwatch before they move, and then when they end their move, if they end within 9, you can then mist away, which is such a killer to your opponent. Like, it's such a backhand move, but it's so good. So you Overwatch, and then you fucking missed either 6 inches away or missed off the table, which is hilarious. And then when you missed off the table at the end of the movement phase, you can just rapid ingress down. So you can spend 3 CP if you really want to. You can spend 1 CP to Overwatch. You can spend 1 CP to mist off of the table, and then at the end of their movement phase, you can then just rapid ingress somewhere else on the table. It's kind of nuts. We did have plenty of CP in this as well, because there wasn't a lot of strats that I was using. But after that, we picked up Crow, brought Crow back down. He is on the objective over here. So even Crow with anti-infantry 2+, he needs 6s to wound the knight, but I get full rerolls to wound because he's on an objective. So the flamers, strength 6, so I need 5s with full rerolls to wound, AP1, ignore cover. That's pretty good into vehicles. And then the AP2 ignore cover is pretty good into vehicles. So even with that, we just murder this pretty good. These guys shoot and murder everything here because they were out of range of Canis, 24 inches. and then we're basically just kind of like wrapping up primary and then secondary most of this game. So after this, we did kill Canis. He got out over here. I couldn't get any shots onto him, so he's just there chilling. These guys ran out and sacrificed themselves to try and like block him from moving this anywhere that way. So he's the only one alive there. They ran up and just blocked right here. He still has the one Terminator right here on the point, and that is it. These two are dead. So on the next turn, we picked it up. We said that he killed all 4 of these guys, which is fine, gets on the point. These guys are going to go up and then down over here to kill Rex. These guys are just going to scooch up and shoot this guy off the table. And then all he has left is this one character right there, or one Terminator, not a character right there. So that's us almost tabling the Custodes, and then finished up the final score. We have 95 to 59. For our primary, we both held each other to a 0 on turn 2, which is really hard in this terrain layout 2 and then being 4 objectives. So on turn 3, he gets 5, 5, and 5 because you only get 5 points if you hold 1 in the center, 10 if you hold 2, and then 3 if you, or 15 if you hold more, and your home field counts as that for holding more. So let's say you hold 2 in the center and your home objective, they hold their home objective and 1 in the center, then you get hold more because you're beating them. Now if they don't hold their home objective and they hold 2 and you hold 2, or now your home objective now counts, which then you'll get 15 because you're holding more than your opponent. So it's a cheeky mission, but you definitely want to look out for that. He got 3 challenger cards, which he got 3 because they're so fucking easy. I hate challenger cards, but that 9 points even, helped out a ton with that. So 3, 3, 3, 15 out of 50 for primary, which is brutal for this. And Custodes always had trouble with primary, especially with so many different objectives. 25 out of 40 for secondary, which isn't bad, and then 10 for paint. So for us, we had 45 out of 50 because we had 15, 15, 15. He did a good job holding us to a 0 on turn 2. We had no challenger cards. We had 7, 10, 8, 6, and then 9. So really, really good secondary score for 40 out of 40. Gradients have always been good at secondary scores, but coming down to what would have changed is I think Rex either is going to come off of the table, like reserve off the table, so that way when he comes on the table, he at least can aim towards a 10-man unit and try and murder them straight up, like instantly shoot a 10-man unit to try and kill as many as he can. So that's one way, because I'm going to try and stay out of line of sight as much as possible from Rex, because Rex is just so scary. So that's one thing you can do against Grey Knights is coming from reserves at Rex and rapid ingress if you really want to. Stay outside 9 inches from mist. So that's one thing. Or you should have moved up here turn 1. So that way on turn 2 you could have moved up and got on the point closer. And obviously don't tank shock when you're charging into a guy against on the other side of the wall, so that way you don't kill a guy that you're trying to go into. So that would have killed one full unit there and kind of held down this side of the table, because I saved Rex for last. If you couldn't tell, we're trying to kill as much of the infantry as possible because that's what we're really good at killing, and then save the tanks and everything for later. I don't have any Dread Knights in this list. It's more just bolters, side cannons, and relying on the full rerolls to wound when you're on objectives. Luckily, really good showing was killing the Bike Captain with the 1 Terminator unit with the Librarian, and that enhancement is really good. So that I really liked. And then Draxus really wants to kind of stay back here or get onto a point and shoot like down this angle. So I think if Draxus and his unit is maybe starting here and running to this point, or vice versa, like getting up here and running to that point, like one of these 2 side points I think is where Draxus is best at, or you're like just barely touching your home field objective, moving up and clearing these 2 zones. I think that's the best that he's at, because you don't want to be in the center. His lone op 18, you're so visible in the center with Draxus that you want to be more towards the outskirts, so that way you can't be shot from all the way across the table and down the lines. So I think Draxus being here or Draxus being up here definitely could have been good. So, and also, I guess with lines, you definitely want to spread out because you get that benefit of the bonus. So you want to stay at least 6 inches away from other units, which they could definitely do because most of their damage is coming from shooting. but they could definitely hold their own in combat. But yeah, that was the biggest thing. I definitely like the 10-man interceptors. They died when this guy charged in. I think he killed a ton of them. Yeah, there was 5 left after he kills all of them. So he kills 5 of them. There's 5 left. Canis, or this unit moved up. They got in the Rhino and did that little trick, which was really cool. But yeah, I really like this list, guys. I got to give a shout out to Objective Secured. He hit me up the other day and just asked a bunch of questions about Patreons and YouTube and stuff like that. So we're trying to help him out. Does a lot of Grey Knight content, so head over there if you guys are interested. He does a bunch of tactical videos. He's been running this type of list for a couple RTTs now, so definitely check him out. He's a cool dude. But yeah, so this list I actually enjoyed playing a lot. I don't know if there's anything I would really tweak, maybe just some of the weapons. But yeah, I would definitely run this at an RTT, maybe even a GT. There's a bunch of different options to do what you need to do, and definitely place well with secondaries. So yeah, it was really cool. If you guys are interested, again, all these videos go ahead of time on patreon.com. If you guys want to head over to the merch store and check out this merch, there's the red, white, and blue logos as well. We got Crow up there, waiting for a Drago new model, because then we'll definitely get that up on the shirts. But yeah, head over to the Patreon page, head over to the merch store if you guys are interested in getting some sweet swag so you guys can wear to these GTs. Trust me, even if like you're not doing it just for the 40k Dirtbags, the swag looks so fucking cool. And also we're selling a bunch of these widgets. These widgets are now $10. They were $15, they went down $5. We have orange and green. They got the 3-inch inside, 1-inch, 2-inch, and then the 1-inch, 6-inch, 2-inch, 4-inch. So these are up for sale on Discord. There's limited dice left. Once the dice are gone, they are gone. And any of the models, you guys, we're selling those as well. We have new models. The Death Guard, Lord of Contagion, old school model is now up for sale. DM me if you guys are interested in that. It is a really, 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 really good print. But those are up for sale because you can't buy them anymore. So we wanted to release them so you guys can still have access to them. So those are up for sale on the Discord. So guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the video. Let me know in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve on the channel, and we will see you in another video soon. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. If we really want to get a bigger studio going, that is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.